have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I telling, I feed them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black. It's white, white, but let me tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black histories. The people who can hear and those who can see. When the first to come up with anatomy, to analyze the truth about the way body. When the first to come up with biology, to analyze the lives in the society. When the first to come up with Egyptology, to construct the pyramids that you see. When the first to come up with psychology, to analyze the minds in the vicinity. Where the first to come up with musicology, to put the rhythm on your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell in, I feed them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. We come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. It's for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy, to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology, to analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology, to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology, to analyze the minds in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology, to put the rhythm on your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in
Yes. Black and white story in my mind, family. Yes, it's your brother King Simon right here on King Simon Presents. We're not only broadcasting on print King Simon Presents, we're also broadcasting on Numerovation Nation, the Numerovation Nation. Make sure you log on to that, and also because I really put a lot of the numerology stuff up there. I usually like to, just forward everything dealing with numerology and metaphysics over there. And also the Phil Valentine is over there. And Phil Valentine, one that we did with the metaphysics of the herbs, is going to be coming up tonight on this particular station tonight, because we're trying to promote Phil Valentine's big workshop and webinar coming up on the 24th. So we just want to make sure we get a bigger crowd. Also, got to big up some of the sponsors. Of course, tonight we have Reverend B. Smith, Brandon Smith. Oh my goodness. An Astro-Numerologist. And his book is called Namaste to Numbers. dealing with scriptures and numbers. And special guest co-host will be my good friend, teacher for many, many, many moons since the 80s, Lloyd Strayhorn will be. And since we're speaking about Lloyd, bang, don't forget, support his website, www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. He got 2 classes. He got the beginner's class and the intermediate class for enrollment right now. So you can go and learn from the world-renowned Lloyd Strayhorn as he teaches Astro-Numerology. Also, don't forget my holistic numerovation course is coming up, the BAT method, beyond, around, the trajectory or the tracking of the numbers and hearing the numbers. Of course, if you want to find out more information about that, please email me at the Numerovator at Gmail. That's the Numerovator at Gmail, or text me and we can text you back and make sure everything is well. But if you are going to text me, please use WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp if you're texting me from outside of the United States and you want to be a part of the class. And of course, I do Cash App and PayPal only right now. I don't do Zelle and all those other things, but Cash App if you're in America, and PayPal. But PayPal if you're overseas, we can use PayPal. And let's go to some other sponsors. Bang! Let's go to Janelle Lewis, real estate salesperson and consultant. She can help guide you on how to start on your way to get your own property. So hit her up at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. Also, make sure you support my partner in Vibes, Empress Aisha Amor, Womillion Adornments. DM her at Womillion_adornments and support and give her some love. Also, don't forget pedalwise.com. Pedalwise.com got some great antiviral stuff. They got some great stuff for your health, great stuff for women's womb, great stuff for fibroids, all of that stuff they can help you out with to help reverse the effects of whatever's going on in your system. And please remember, if you want to get that discount, the new 10% off coupon code is King2021. That's King2021 at pedalwise.com. That's pedalwise.com. Place your order and make sure you hashtag pedalwise.com. Showing love to my peoples. You know how it works. And of course, if you want to do a numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And once again, if you live outside of the United States, please use WhatsApp. That means if you live in Canada, Jamaica, England, wherever you're there, oh good, if you text me via WhatsApp. If you live at Trinidad, good. If you live at Trinidad, I'm telling you again, you better text me via WhatsApp. But if you live in America now, please text me the regular way. Stop playing. All right. Now, okay. Don't forget, please like, share, and subscribe to King Simon Presents and the Numerovation Nation on YouTube. And don't forget my website. Subscribe to the website too, because I give a lot of stuff away, a lot of information at kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. And of course, as always, content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Gotta cover the backside. Pause. You know how that is. And of course, if you want to get any of my books right now, these 3 books that I'm going to show you right now, this book right here, No Promotion is Bad Promotion, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, and Numbers Are Simple, Our Children's Health is Important. You can buy this via Amazon right now. When you support me, you support the late, great Dr. Laila Africa and his wife, the beautiful Melanie Stevenson. And of course, if you want my new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, please go. It's simple, straight to the point. I ain't playing. I'm strictly numbers in this one. I ain't touching no astrology. I ain't doing none of that in this book. This is strictly numerology, numbers, and its health benefit as far as mental health benefit. And you can order the hardcover Numerovation for Mental Stability by going to kingsimonproduction.wordpress.com/products. And for the soft cover, go to Amazon.com. Numerovation by King Simon. All you have to do is Google Numerovation by King Simon on Amazon. It goes there. And as a matter of fact, I have some copies with me right now. I have at least 9 copies left of the soft cover. So let's give that a round of applause as I start to appear. Whoa, let's get that out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get that out of here. Let's get that out of here. The drums, everything is going good. Lord have mercy. Woo! What's up, family? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I got some. Oh yeah. Thank you. The applause is always welcome. How y'all doing? Of course, I got a great night tonight. In the background, I got 3 hardcovers left at $40. That means you can pay me via Cash App or PayPal via $40, and I will send it to you. Remember, shipping and handling is included. So within the $40, I also include shipping and handling. And I got the soft covers back here too, and that's $30, and shipping and handling is included. So, you know, that's what we're doing. All you have to do is do what you got to do. If you're outside of the United States, make sure you use PayPal and then put your address, your mailing address in the description bar of PayPal, the subscription or the description bar in PayPal, or the message, the note section in PayPal. But if you're in Cash App, you got to text me or you got to email me, whatever. You got to text me your address and all that. So big up to my man Augusta Edwards, who just ordered something from me already through Cash App. So enough respect to that. And okay, it is now 55 minutes, and I'm seeing my beloved friend for many, many moons, family. This brother here is not only a radio proficienary, not only is he a connoisseur of books. If you go in his house, the whole goddamn house is full of books. And if this brother has been doing the damn thing for many years, he's known as the world-renowned Astro-Numerologist, without any doubt. Our dear brother's coming on right now, and his name is Lloyd Strayhorn. Yes, sir.
You got issues. I mean, you got issues. You are funny. You're embarrassing to be my brother. I love you to death.
I haven't changed, and no, I've never.
I know. That's why I think you got issues. You haven't changed the script.
I'll drink to that.
How you doing, buddy?
My brother, I'm good, Lloyd. I'm good.
Very good.
Our books are selling. Every time I go to Amazon, I see your book, my book, everybody. Our books
yeah. I was always together. It's very, very interesting, Simon. It's always together, which is nice. We brothers anyway, so they might as well get the set, okay?
That's right. Now, I want to let everybody know to contact my dear brother. Is right here on the screen. To contact Lloyd Strayhorn for a reading, for a numerology consultation. I don't say readings no more, because we consulting people, we're guiding people, we're advising them. And if presidents can have advisors as astrologers and numerologists, and JP Morgan can have advisors, astrologers, numerologists, damn it, that's what we are. Advisors and consultants. That's what we are. So make sure you give them a call at 800-581-4401. That's 800-581-4401. Remember, he got his email, learnfromlloyd9@gmail. That's learnfromlloyd9@gmail. His website is lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's lloyd-strayhorn.com. And if you want to show him some monetary love, Cash App him at $numbersandyou. And via PayPal, use the email lloydstrayhorn@msn.com. Am I correct, Lloyd? Is all that good?
Yeah, you know more than I do, man. I forget all this stuff like that, Simon. You know what I'm saying? I'm your guest, so it's nice. It's nice. And thank you, Simon. You're the best. You're absolutely the best.
Man, we are the best. That's how it is. Like I was telling people in my private last night, I had a private Q&A with people last night. And I told them, look, I said, by far, Lloyd's book, Numbers and You, is the best #1 El Numero Uno book for reference and going in, because he covered all bases in that book. And there's always more, because there's always people studying. There's always evolution. There's always evolution of this thing. So I'm honored to have you here as a guest co-host, Lloyd. So
this is going to be fun.
Yeah. So what's been going on, man? What y'all been doing? What you been doing? What you been up to? What's happening, brother?
Well, actually, I've been really working and expanding on the class. My online course now has close to 1,700 students, 51 countries, about 22 languages. So what it does is a confirmation that numbers are universal. The beautiful part about what we do, Simon, is no matter where we walk on this planet Earth, if some person is born on some month, some day, some year, we got their number, no question.
That's right.
All we just needed somebody to interpret the lingo, maybe. Other than that, we got them.
That's right.
It's a wonderful testament to, the universal influence of numbers. But you can't do anything without numbers anyway, no matter what part of the world you go to.
And Lloyd, I was researching about a couple months ago about patterns that even in rural areas where they might not have calendars and all that, they still acknowledge the patterns and sequence of numbers, even when dealing with wild animals, so to speak, or dealing with the cycle of the moon. They still have to deal with a form of counting system. And a good book like we talked about was Africa Counts. You remember that book?
Madame Blavatsky.
Yes. And John Henry Clark did the foreword to that book.
Yes, he did.
So, hey, once you got the elders also teaching, and you've known many elders that has also confirmed certain things on the wall of Kemet. You even asked about crazy. So this is our science. This is our ancient history that we have to take on and use it to our benefit, my brother. And I'm so proud of learning from you and learning even my grandmother, who used to acknowledge everybody's birthday. She used to have a pack of cards and send out cards. She always make sure you get it to the mailbox on time because I want to make sure I get there on her birthday. She was a master number 22.
You got it on it too. You got it on it too, because between you and me, we'll remember everybody's birthday and their mother. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice, and it's interesting. I'm terrible with names, but I seem to remember a birthday forever. Go figure. Everybody got their strength. Everybody got their strength. Simon.
Exactly. Well, it's 7 o'clock right now, and our brother is in the background. Let me just read some things and touch on some things from his bio that I have here. And so we can bring him on because he's one of your Astro-Numerology students, and I want to make sure we bring that on with a well-deserved round of applause. Can you still hear me, Lloyd?
Yes, I hear you well. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I just want to make sure. Okay, so what's so interesting? Brandon Smith, founder and healer. Okay, this brother has founded a great website called Be Well Energy Wellness. So make sure that's be-wellenergywellness.com. He says, I'm Reverend B, aka Brandon Smith. I am the son of a pastor. I was born in PA, grew up in Bermuda. I began my formal music training at 4 years old in the 6th personal year. Go ahead, man. I started playing the organ and piano in church at 13 years old. Also in the 6th personal year. And I sensed I was called to preach at 6 years old, 8th personal year. I also knew that I liked weird things and would have vivid dreams. Adding numbers to on license plates was my favorite activity on the car rides. I have been an energy medicine practitioner for the last 4 years. It was a journey towards my healing that led me to the path of becoming a healer. I practiced the healing art of the science of pranic healing founded by Master Cho Sui. And I hope I don't butcher that name. I know it's an Asian name, but I don't want to butcher that name. While living in Brooklyn, I was led to an energy medicine group known as the Noble Touch that would ultimately open my eyes to a larger picture of the universe under the tutelage of Jeffrey Vincent Noble. I have completed certification in basic pranic healing, advanced pranic healing, essential oils for the pain management, pranic psychotherapy, and licensed and certified neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. In 2017, I met world-renowned Astro-Numerologist brother Lloyd Strayhorn. After getting a reading from him, I was determined to learn more. As a result of his guidance and wisdom, I've published my first book on numerology in 2019. I was ordained at the Pisgah Baptist Church in Brooklyn under the leadership of a dear friend, a guy that I know, Dr. Johnny Ray Youngblood.
That's my man too.
That everyone has the God-given right to unlock their potential and be well. Let's welcome on stage right now, right here for the first time on King Simon Presents, my brother, your brother, the one, the only, Reverend B. Brandon Smith is coming in the building.
Hey, man, what's up, buddy?
He's from the Bermuda Triangle, so we know what this is.
Yes, sir. Simon, listen, I'm going to say this before we get started. Now I know why Lloyd usually responds to you the way that he does when you bring him on. I mean, you was reading that bio, I was like, damn, I did all of that?
Yeah. No, by the time Simon put the hook on it, I was like, really? That's me? That's his gift. That's his
Made
gift.
me want to meet myself all over again.
I make it sound like Jesus walking on water. Jesus just walk on water.
Yes, sir. Wow.
How you
Greg,
doing?
how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Bless you. You're a great human being. I swear.
Yes, sir. It's great to be here.
Y'all are great. I'm serious. I ain't gonna fool you. Y'all are great. I'll bite from the heart. Everyone.
If I can just get a little bit of crumbs that fall from the table from minds like you guys, man, I'll be all right.
All you have to make them seeds, and those seeds can be planted and grown. That's how it works. It's not crumbs anymore. It's seeds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Seeds are planted and then grown. Just like an acorn plant turns into a big ass tree. The oak tree. Take the acorn and go with it. That mustard seed and go with it.
Yes,
and this is only the first. And this is only the first of several books you're going to publish anyway, Brandon. Like Simon. Simon started with one book. Mm-hmm. Then now he's about 4, 5, 6, or 7. He's going to have a lot of books. Same way with you, but you know that's how you start. You got to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. So Simon is now running. Okay, he's off racing.
Yes, sir.
Well, first and foremost, I'm honored, and both of us we come from the same tree here, which is Lloyd Strayhorn. Come from the same tree, and I'm honored to have you on. I'm gonna get the rest of them out. I've had Kaya on before. I'm gonna work with the sister that wrote the other book there. What's her name? Jackie. We're gonna get to Jackie, and we're gonna get to all the few people. But let me talk to Lloyd real quick. Lloyd, now he put in your bio, like I've put you in my bio too. He put in his bio that he met you and then you encouraged him. What was it that you seen in his mathematics that told you to tell him what he needed to do, my brother?
When you do anything for a long time, and I've been teaching since the 70s, okay? So that gives you a sense of how long.
Yes.
And then when you teach that long, you run across people who seem to be exceptional at what they do. And almost always at those points, that's when I say you need to publish. That's what I told you, Simon.
That's right.
You got to publish a book. Well, Brandon sat right here in my living room, and I told him the same thing. Kaya's working on a book. Jackie Levine has published a book. Now, there are some people that learn this out of curiosity, to know. But then there's some who needs to really put it down because this is an ancient African science. Please be clear with it.
Yes.
And yet, very few people give us credit in terms of that. So oftentimes when people see my numbers in your book, they'll see me and they say, "Oh, I thought you were white." You know what I'm saying? No, but it's universal. It's global. When things are universal, yours a little beat up. Yeah.
I can pull out pages out of it. Look at this.
My first one is almost there too.
But what happens is it just shows that this is like a revival. So why not we reclaim that which we taught other people? So it's no wonder that Pythagoras, Herodotus, Thucydides, Plato, all those guys made their Mecca into Egypt and came back the father of this, the father of that. But if one asks on what continent is Egypt, is on the African continent. So when I was studying numerology in the stages when we started, just like you guys, it's like when I was looking at his background, he stayed in Egypt for 22 years. Well,
right.
he just took the title for it, but he's not really the father. Yes, he popularized it for here in the West in that sense, but basically it's an ancient African science. And my thing was to reclaim it, to be the best at it. And now I've got 2 other brothers that's on the same level.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I thank you very much, Lloyd, for that, because I've heard Neil deGrasse Tyson, born October 5th, say the same thing, basically in his own way. I've heard Sylvester Gates, the string theorist, born on December 15th, said the same thing, basically the same way, where they said Pythagoras may have gotten it, but he took it from somewhere. Years been using these numbers. So if those physicists and string theorists are saying that, and then I put in my book about Galileo and Isaac Newton saying that this is the grand mathematics, the universe is a grand mathematical book. Then if we're on Earth, we're in the universe, we're part of this mathematics.
Yeah, I mean, even St. Augustine that Brandon quoted in his book.
Yes.
You know, that the numbers have to, so man can be able to follow. How is it you can get the paper and know exactly what time the sun is going to get up in the morning, what time it's going to set, when that solar, the so-called Christmas star that came back on December the 21st, where there was a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn together, and the rarity of it occurring that close, where it was as close as the dime, that's how close it was, appearing as one bright constellation in the heavens. And then the next one will be in 2080, then the next one will be in 24 something, around the 15th of March. How can that be? How can man therefore project? So man had to use numbers. How do you think the Pyramid of Giza that's built at the exact center of the earth? It matches the constellations in the heavens. I mean, the story just goes on. And let us talk about the Dogons of Africa, okay? They knew about the Sirius star B, the Sirius star in and of itself, the distance, the density, its circumference. And the missionaries and whatnot went through Dogon. They didn't see no shall we say, telescopes or equipment like that. But yet our brothers knew this stuff. In fact, Benjamin Banneker was believed to have been an ancestor of the Dogons, who designed and finished the design of Washington, D.C., laying it out in its quadrants. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yes, keeps on going. Now, Lloyd, while I take care of something in the background, I want you to ask him the first question, and let's bring him out. Let's bring that brother Brandon out.
Good. I can't wait. I got
go
questions. Okay, Brandon. I got
go ahead. Go ahead.
Talk about it.
Well, you know what's interesting, Brandon. You being of the church, normally the church has a control that makes people feel guilty if they explore these areas. What made you decide to not only explore this, but write something to awaken people's consciousness in the world of religion?
Well, first, Lloyd, the answer to the question is I don't know.
Now understand, sir.
Really, when you and I met and we did that first reading, I left there just kind of shell-shocked a little bit that you were able to reveal so much information just from my name and my birthday. And as I began to learn it, I began to see that there were a lot of connecting patterns between numbers and the Bible and scriptures, and then even some aspects of the faith that we practice. And then even as you told me to encourage me to look at other books and to do research, I began to look at biblical symbology and to find out really that the Bible is very esoteric in definition. And so some of the aspects of numerology and understanding, like, for example, the elements. When I looked at a passage in the scriptures in Mark chapter 4, verse 35, that's the passage where Jesus calms the storm. So he tells the disciples, let's go to the other side. And then what happens, Jesus goes to sleep on the boat. And then the text says that a great windstorm arose and then waves started beating into the ship. So when I look at that as a preacher, of course, I can say that this is a literal storm that the disciples are encountering. But from a metaphysical perspective, I can see that the elements that are present are water and air. And so I realized that water represents the emotions and air represents one's reasoning and logic. And so I'm able to deduce that in a general sense of practicality, that this storm may not be physical, but it's more so a clash of our logic and our emotions. And And so some things like that it caused me to be able to become a little more curious. I've done more research. And then one of the things you said to me is that in all the years that you've been doing this, you've never found a war fought under a number 6 or a number 2 under the sign of Aquarius or the sign of Libra. And so for me, it didn't do any harm to be able to explore this. And rather, I saw it as an opportunity to present another pathway to God. Some people have unfortunately been turned off by church. And so the metaphysics for me is another opportunity where people can make that reconnection or that relationship with God. And
what is it, do you think, that not all religious bodies, but certain definitely religious bodies seem to have a fear, for lack of a better way of putting it, or misnomer about it? Yet everything is really connected. Why do you think that is? And did you have that in your church coming at you when you said, I'm going to write a book on numbers or numerology?
Well, thankfully, you and Brother Simon both know my pastor. So he's very revolutionary, very out of the box thinking individual. And so I had a support system in terms of my congregation. Actually, when I released my book, they allowed me to do a seminar where we had about maybe 15 or 20 persons in person, and then another 30 people online who sat in for maybe 2 hours, and we discussed numerology in my book. And there have been a serious interest to the point where we're actually looking at developing a class to start teaching at the church to use numerology. So I didn't come across the opposition in that regard, but there were questions raised about, I'm a licensed and ordained minister. And so, of course, the idea of pastoring a church, comes up from time to time. Preaching, doing speaking engagements, engaging with the public. Is there any fear of stigmas? I think that the age in which we live in, we have to come to a point where we don't let those fears and those stigmas block us from moving forward. But rather we present these informations in a way where we can have a conversation. We can agree to disagree. I can believe what I can believe. You can believe what you believe, and I'm not wrong. You're not wrong. I may not be right. You may not be right. But at the end of the day, we can respect each other's opinions. But to answer your question about why is it that some religious circles may seem to push back, a hard truth that most religious circles may not want to admit is that it comes from a sense of programming, a historical sense of deep ingrained programming into the psychological aspect of our ancestors. We were disconnected from the cultures and the traditions of our ancestors when we were taken from Africa. Because the powers that be understood the powers that we had. We were able to chart things in the skies without any type of apparatus to see stars millions of miles away. Why would we want a people that's that powerful to be that free?
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I thought at one time it said that the Bible was used to control people too, to get them to think a certain way. Or they would take a passage. Now, I forgot, there's a very popular passage that you
obey your masters?
A lot. Huh? Which is it?
Slaves obey your masters?
Yeah, something. It was something that's why, therefore, this is like, I have an aunt that when she sees me in Virginia, it's like, you know what I'm saying? So, like you're going to be nailed to the cross. And yet, that's why it says that, like, I've never known the water before in the name of a zodiac sign, Aquarius or Libra. Or in number 1 or number 2 or 7. I've just never known there. And so,
if we have an open mind to really just be able to respect and be open to the possibilities that there's more information than what we know out there, I think, we'd be in a better place.
And those that are just tuning in, you see Brandon's information, Reverend Bee's information scrolling down. His number is 1-866-649-6211. That's 866-649-6211. Of course, namaste to numbers at Gmail. You can contact him. IG, namaste to numbers. FB, Facebook, and namaste to number. B-wellenergywellness.com is his website. Cash App him, show him some love. You want to do a reading, whatever, or you want to have understanding with the Bible, go to namaste to numbers, of course, with the Cash App, and of course, PayPal. is also the same thing, paypal.me/namaste to numbers. Now, there's a question I wanted to share with the both of you, but I want to deal with Brandon because Lloyd, I've heard Lloyd say that over the years about there's never been a war fought in numbers or astrology, but Lloyd himself knows that these people and leaders have studied astrology and moved in the age of Aries or age of a number 9 or age of a number.
Yep.
They knows that. Although it's never been fought, but there's cycles that they know when they can move on. I want people to be very clear about what that is, because it's not that they're fighting in that name, but they know that there's cycles and patterns that would make them most successful when they do have the fight or they do make certain moves. Just want to. So how do you ever explain that to your congregation? And Lloyd, if you want to talk about it, please go ahead. No problem.
So in the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 7. This is what I put in my book.
Yeah.
It reads this: in the first month, which is the first month of Nisan, the 12th year of the king Ahasuerus, they cast pur, which means they cast lot, before Haman day after day. And they cast it month after month until the 12th month, which was the month of Adar. This is a reference to they went through the zodiac to see when would be the best time to carry out their plot. I mean, if that's in the book. I didn't make that up. You know, I told you where you could find it. Esther chapter 3, verse 7. So the fact that even if you look throughout the book of Daniel, that's heavily soaked. Daniel, when King Nebuchadnezzar had dreams, he called for the astrologers and the sorcerers and the wisest men in his council to interpret his dreams. And they told him, he said, not only do I want you to interpret my dream, but tell me what the dream was and then tell me what it meant. And his astrologers couldn't do it. His wisest men couldn't do it. His magicians couldn't do it. So what happened? They said that he called on the Chaldeans. So all of these things are mentioned in the Bible.
That's right. I don't tell people too much. I've been ordained minister for 4 to 5 years right now, but I I'm not ready to relieve myself of the sin yet. I got things to do. And women, I'm joking. I'm just a real dude.
I ain't mad at you. I as my dad was saying, I ain't got a heaven to put you in or a hell to send you to.
like Donovan Clark, we fall down.
When we get up.
I'm a real dude. Let's be real here, brother. Okay. So exactly with Esther, I remember reading that and studying that back in the day because I went through different communities. I learned numbers first from in the of course the 5% Nation started and then I went into the Ansarullah community under Imam Isa, which people call now Dr. York, who taught Abjab. All right. And then it was Lloyd who propelled me to say, yo, when I came out of that community in 88, 89 is when I heard Lloyd on radio, like, yo. And he broke it down and did a reader for me. And then I went back into the Nation of Islam, still with the mathematics. That's why I always tell people that numerology is applied mathematics.
It is.
It's from an esoterical perspective to help give you guidance. That's all it's here for. And I'm glad that you and Lloyd and all the rest of those that have taken things on. There's a lot of other numerologists out there, but I'm talking about those people of hue that we need to show our faces in these books, and we need to let them know in this next 1,000 years who we are and what we are. Now, I know you studied under Johnny Ray Youngblood, who has. When I was in the Nation, he had Khalid Muhammad come and speak there. He had Kevin Muhammad, aka Hafiz, who passed on the late Kevin Muhammad and Khalid Muhammad. Conrad Muhammad spoke there. I was there, and I watched these guys speak while I was in the Nation at that time. Now, what type of is Johnny Ray reading your book now? Is Dr. Johnny Ray reading your book? Has he studied? When is his birthday anyway? When is Johnny Ray's birthday?
June 23rd.
Oh man, okay. now I know.
Buddy Youngblood is my buddy. You know what I'm saying? Reverend Youngblood. That's my man. Seriously.
Yeah.
I spoke at his church too. Anybody of light mind in that sense was at his church. But his thing was always to raise the consciousness of his congregation. He did not keep them in the dark, as some people do. but really to enlighten them, and then people make their own decisions, you know.
Yeah. Yes, and I knew a few of the security guys there. They was former police officers or police officers. I knew very much because I used to be in the community when I was in the Ansar and the Nation. I would run into them while I'm doing my flyers or my bean pies or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Brandon, with Namaste to Numbers, why Namaste to Numbers? Naming the book Namaste to Numbers. What made you put that on there? And then seeing God through numbers. What made you name it that book? Name it that.
So Namaste is a greeting taken from the ancient Sanskrit writings, and it simply means that the God in me or the divinity in me salutes or recognizes the God in you. And so looking at the fact that numbers really tell the story of God, they tell the story from creation all the way through up to 9, which deals with forgiveness, which deals with love, which deals with endings, which deals with completions. It really tells who God is. And so I looked at the idea of being able to see God in the pattern of numbers. And so how is God represented in the number 1 energy, the number 2 energy, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9? And then in my next, as Lloyd talked about, I'll definitely be writing more books. In the next book, I'll talk about, I'll be adding the chapters on the master numbers of how Jesus is the master number 11.
Yes,
and
it was. Yes, he is, right.
In the Bible, we call him the light of the world. And so we understand the significance or the meaning behind the master number 11 and the association with the tarot, that also explains the definition or the significance of the light of the world.
Exactly. And you know what's so funny? Muhammad, Muhammad, is also 29, which is 11.
Yes, sir.
Even the Arabic name of Jesus, Isa, adds up to the master number 11, which is so interesting to me when I start studying. And remember in the Quran, that's what I learned in the Ansar with the Quran about the number 19, because in the Quran it says over it is 19. And it was talking about 19 angels. But when I went to Imam Siraj Wahaj, who's over there on Bedford Avenue and on Fulton Street at that Masjid Taqwa, he bought the book right out of my hands after I broke it down to him. I broke him down what 1 and 9 meant, and he's a master number 11, born March 11th. So when I said that to him, he said, "Man, how much is the book?" He bought my first book right out of my hand, because at that time I was married to a secretary, and me and her was going through problems because sometimes, you know, people that are strictly into Islam, they don't know the esoteric or the spiritual side of it. That's what I was talking about on the private yesterday about the Sufism, because Sufis understand numbers and the patterns and sequence of numbers, but certain Muslims, higher up Muslims or Christians or Judaism or people into Judaism understand that higher esoteric meaning of numbers, as long as you don't worship it. That's why when I spoke to Imam Siraj, he said there's a gray line with astrology, numerology, because sometimes people worship it and depend on it instead of Allah or the Creator. That's the problem. That's the problem they may have. That's the only problem they have.
And then the fact that even in my book, I quote Saint Augustine, who is reputed to be one of the early church fathers. He said that numbers must come from God because they create laws that no man can break.
Wow. Now, Lloyd, do you have another question for my brother, please?
Yeah, I got plenty. You know, how were you received when you first brought this to the church? But again, I would imagine because of the church you come out of with Johnny Youngblood, that people are more open and receptive. Yes. But that must have been a wonderful experience to be received in a way without criticisms, without doubts or whatever. What was your feelings? What was your experience with that?
It was definitely exciting. I had to order more books.
Very good.
When I announced that I released the book, people say, "Wait, you're doing what?" "Oh, I need to get this." And literally they were ordering. I couldn't hold on to the books fast enough. They would go to Amazon and say, "Look, I got my book. Can you sign it?" I said, "Sure, just bring it in." And then it got to the point where I decided that it was time for the public release. Been working on some behind the scenes stuff. And I talked to my pastor, and he's like, "Hey, listen, man, don't be afraid to take chances on God." And ever since
only Brother Youngblood could do that. That's how you go.
And it really was a great success. There were people who would talk about how they would see different number patterns and how their ancestors, like their mothers and their grandmothers, were into like the numbers and the astrology, and they thought it was something wrong with it. And I was like, well, I don't think God's going to hold you up at heaven's gate because you looked at a number.
I don't think so. If he's a loving God, I don't think he would do that to you because he looked at a number.
No.
Okay? They like to say he's a loving God. So,
and when they talk about Jesus and with the Magi, it says very specifically when you read the wording of the passage, it says when they found his star.
Yes.
It doesn't say when they found the star, when they found a star in the sky. It says his star. Very specifically, that means they looked through the chart and said, "Oh, this is where he's born."
Yes.
It's also one of the questions that that Herod asks: "Where is he who was born King of the Jews?" So he's at time, placement. He's getting information about Jesus's chart.
That's right. That's what I love about. I know Lloyd and I got the book. I don't know if you have her book, Florence Campbell's book. She specifically says that God speaks in two languages. He speaks in the stars and he speaks in numbers. She specifically said that in the book, and that's a good book to get. It's called "Your Days Are Numbers."
By Florence Campbell.
Florence Campbell. But Lloyd, you know what's so funny? I found that book in a Muslim community. I bought it for $2 at a Muslim community over on Bedford Avenue, over there near the where Warathuddin Muhammad had the Balalian community. Because in the book it says Balalian study group and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, wow, one of my best books in numerology. That was that book, Florence.
But you know what's interesting? Because when they talk about the creation, they says on day one, let there be light. Well, day one is ruled by the sun, which brings light. You know, I mean, there's so many obvious in your face, but it would take a certain type of either metaphysical training or spiritual training, the way Brandon is breaking it down about the things that are very symbolic, because a lot of times biblically things are symbolic, like even the three wise men following the star.
Yes.
What was that? What was that about? For example, Brandon?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, when they talked about the three wise men, they looked to the heavens and they saw, and then they went in that direction. All that symbolic. It's got to be.
Yes, it is.
It's for me, it's a reference to. I mean, of course, when we go back historically and look at, there was definitely a great constellation going on at that time. Mm-hmm. That's how they were able to find that star, just like similar to what we had on December the 21st.
Right.
It was a great constellation, and so that's. For me, the Bible, it speaks in multiple layers. It speaks in levels. So while it does speak to the fact that there was this child that was born in a miraculous manner, it also speaks to the reference of an astrological reference of finding this child or finding this purpose, this gift.
Right. And you know, Lloyd, and those that are tuning in, I got Brandon's information right here on the bottom, especially if you're having problems in the scriptures of understanding numbers and all that. And I always say, people, come on, the Bible has the book of numbers in it. Would you pay attention?
Yeah.
How in the world y'all don't pay attention? So please give him a call at 866-649-6211. Of course, you can email him at namaste2numbers@gmail. Of course, namaste2numbers on Facebook, IG. Of course, his website is b-wellenergywellness.com. And of course, Cash App him at $namaste2numbers. And of course, paypal.me/namaste2numbers. And let me shout out Lloyd Strayhorn because his family is here. He's family. I got to make sure the family is taken care of. Let's not make sure the Bible got to be taken care of now. To contact Lloyd Strayhorn to do a session with him or get his newsletter, please hit him up at 800-581-4401. That's 800-581-4401. And of course, learn from Lloyd9@gmail. You can email him. Also, his website, you can find his classes. He has 2 classes on there now. Going through his website, you get that deal. If he has the deal going on, that's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, and show him some monetary love. Spread love, spread love with my boy Lloyd. And via PayPal, use the email, Lloyd.
You're a funny guy. You got issues, Simon.
Hey, look, I still got that voice, man.
You know what? I do have a question for Brandon too.
Yes, go ahead. No problem.
You know, when I wrote the introduction, I was saying that the Bible is a numerology book. They get bad. But if most all of the great tenets say "Thou shalt not kill," why has man always gone to war over religion? No matter which of the great religious tenets you pick up, one of them is honor thy God. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt have no other God before me, and thou shalt not kill. Yet, since Cain killed Abel in the Bible, there's always been men killing. What is that about then? Somebody's not following no commandments to me.
Lord, you're asking dangerous questions, man. I'm glad that Dr. Youngblood is my pastor. I ain't gonna get kicked out on Sunday.
Okay, ask him then.
yeah. Dr. Youngblood is straight to the point.
It's all good. So you made an interesting reference just now about Cain and Abel. So symbolically, Cain represents the body and a materialistic mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Abel, and when you do the numbers, Pythagorean, Cain adds up to a 9, 18, 9, and Abel adds up to an 11.
Mm-hmm.
So right away, you already see that there is opposition because we know.
Yeah. That's why I said, yeah.
Then what Cain represents symbolically represents the materialistic plane, whereas Abel represents the spiritual plane, the soul. And what it suggests is that anytime there's an overemphasis on the materialistic, it will kill spiritual thoughts and ideas.
Very good, brother. My goodness, brother, he's tight. You tight on it, brother.
Yeah, no question. That makes sense to me.
No. He born the same day as Luciano, the reggae artist. So go ahead, brother.
But Lloyd, a bigger overarching theme to answer your question is that there's a hard differentiality between religion and spirituality.
Yes.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense when you put it like that.
And the church, we're religious. I only speak from the church because that's the context I come from.
Right.
Church can be religious, but not always spiritual.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that this age of Aquarius that we're in, it's causing for a spiritual awakening. That's why we're seeing churches are changing, right? So you got Saturn bringing rules and what was that? Saturn and Jupiter.
Saturn and Jupiter. Yeah.
That means something is going to end, something's going to start. Some type of spirituality, some type of shift in spirituality. So I do think that we're in a time where this is the information that we can share, so that way we can break down the barriers of religiosity. Because religion, my dad's a pastor, like I said, right?
Right.
Growing up, my dad would preach, and at the end of his sermon, he would give the invitation, if you want to give your heart to the Lord, come down to the altar.
Yeah.
And he would always say something along these lines, that church membership will get you into hell faster than molasses coming down the hill on a hot day.
Okay.
Now I grew up in Bermuda, and so some of those I just didn't quite understand it, but it makes perfect sense now, because when we focus too much on religion, that's where we deal with a Pharisaic view. So we're dealing with what's the outward rituals that we do, the stuff we do, and not the internal relationship.
Now, I got another one. There's this thing now in this country called evangelists. It's got the whole thing, but it seems like these evangelists seem to be more discordant in terms of, because I remember it was either Malcolm X or Martin Luther King says the most segregated place is on Sunday in the churches. Okay. And so then you have these evangelicals, so to speak. And yet I don't hear anything spiritual about it. The actions don't belie that. So I would have to agree that being in the church, but being spiritual is a whole nother energy, I would think, to me. Just even the word sounds a different. It gives a different type of beauty to it, Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, good. Simon? I think Simon.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm frozen a little, but just keep on doing it. If I'm going through some technical difficulty, don't mean that y'all are. Just keep on flowing.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah. So with your next book,
do you have the question? Give me the question, Lloyd. Go ahead. Give me the question. Sorry.
No, with your next book, you said that's going to include also the master numbers, right?
Yes. So I'm going to, I'm always in a mode of research, study. There's always a book open in my bedroom. I've either got books on the keyboard. I'm a musician. Yeah. There's books open on the keyboard, books on my desk, books on my futon. I've got 2 bookshelves that form like a L shape next to my bed. So there's always, I'm always studying something. And so I'm looking at how do we continue this journey of introducing, demystifying the subject and the concept of numerology, and then also really be able to explore it. So if we'll look at what are the pinnacles, looking at, in my book, we deal with the cycles. But we can always go into greater detail because they help us to understand. You know, they serve as a guide, as a tool for us to be able to use. So that's kind of really what I'm going to look at developing and building on in my next book.
Now, I'd like to ask you something too, which is when ministers prepare their sermons. I know when my mother used to take us to church as a young boy, they would have the chapters, Proverbs verses chapter 2, so and so. How do they determine it? So when you've done lectures at church, what do you do when you prepare yours? And do you do it in that way too?
If I think I'm following you correctly, are you asking how do I come up with the sermon with that?
Or like your dad, like I'm sure being around your dad.
Yeah.
What makes them say? And then I've noticed that people will say, you know what? When I went to church, that's almost like what I needed to hear.
There's definitely how can I best word it? So in our field, when we work with numbers, there's an intuition that we work with, right?
Okay.
In this field, there's the same thing. There's a spiritual guidance. There have been times where in my mind, I mean, I have certain passages that I love to preach and teach. And then there are some times where I'll have like, I want to work on this particular passage because I know it, but I'm because maybe I've heard something, or maybe I saw like a commercial or something on a bus just passing by. I was like, what was that? It was a normal message, but it had a different accent to it. Yeah.
I feel you.
And it's a feeling. And so I'll be led to that passage. So what's interesting when I just like that passage I just talked about, with where Jesus calms the storm, talking about peace be still. Reading Simon, I want you to know I'm reading it, brother. I'm reading it.
Yeah, right over my head here.
Simon talks about the numbers that are associated with mental health, right? 4, the 7, you said the 8, the 3, and the 5, right?
That's right. Right.
So let me walk through a passage again real quick.
Yeah.
Right. Mark chapter 4, 35.
Okay.
Oh wow. I haven't read that in years, but
Jesus says to the disciples, "Let's go across to the other side." He's at the sea of Gennesaret, right?
Yeah.
Where they enter is from Capernaum. There are at least 8 other ports that they could have went to, but Jesus didn't say which port to go to. He just says, "Let's go to the other side." He gets on the boat, and it says he goes to the stern of the ship. In a first century fishing vessel, that means he would have went to the back of the boat where you would steer and also get the power from. So here it is. The man who told you, "Let's go to the other side," didn't say where the other side. He's gone to the steering wheel and he went to sleep. So what happens? My emotions is telling me to do one thing. My mental state is saying do something else. So what? Mental health and anxiety.
Right.
Yep. What were the numbers of the chapter? 4,
4, 3, 5. Yeah, 4, 3, 5. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me push it a little further. They were traveling from one location to another. 5 is a travel number.
Yeah.
The storm was a sudden and unexpected storm. 4 was sudden and unexpected changes.
Yeah.
Right. That are weird. And then when Jesus wakes up, what he does to the storm is he speaks, he communicates, he expresses, which is the number 3.
3. Right. Exactly. That's right.
So,
That's right. And plus 4, 3, 5 equals 12 too. So, which is a 3.
Exactly.
I haven't read those facts because that's a good
You know
thing.
what though, Brandon? That's the most interesting way
of
looking at the Bible in that way. I've heard some of these passages, some of these sayings, but you seem to have grasped the numerical concept of expressing it. That makes sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Contextualizing it.
So that's an art form.
So,
right
so Brandon, let me ask you, those that are tuning in, people, Brandon, make sure you hit him up. His information is scrolling on the bottom. Go to his website, get his book, get the book, go to the website. They can order it on the website.
Great book.
Yeah, it will take them to Amazon.
Okay, still to Amazon. This is the book right here, family. Make sure you get the book. Get the book, Namaste to Numbers, Seeing God Through Numbers, Brandon Smith, a.k.a. Reverend B. Now, I wanted to ask you, is it possible that the people that compiled the Bibles also studied astrology and numerology?
Oh, definitely.
I just want to make sure. I know you know them. Yes. Go ahead.
When we deal with the composition of the Bible, there's this big argument about the ancient biblical councils.
Yes.
There's this phrase that was from a 5th century monk by the name of Vincent of St. Lorenz. And the phrase was ubique semper et ad omnibus. And what that phrase meant is that which has been accepted everywhere, always, and by all. And so when it came to putting together the Bible, that was one of the requirements for putting it together. And so the metaphysics did not fit the category of being accepted everywhere, always, and by all, but they didn't devalue the importance or the significance of the numbers or of the signs. So that's why we do see where it's in the Bible, but it's not necessarily accepted everywhere, always, and by all.
Wow, that's and that's why I tell a lot of people when you go into the biblical lexicons or you go into the dictionary lexicons, when you start adding and putting these numbers together, you realize that those frequencies that they have from the letters to the numbers really do match up, from especially key letters. Are you willing to take some quick questions real quick? Are you willing to take some quick questions, bro?
Yeah.
Lloyd, you up to it too?
Yeah. Me and Brandon, that's my buddy. Yeah, that's how we roll.
People, it's not about just readings. Please, I want people to get it because I tell people, y'all just want read. Look, man, these people are consultants. They're advisors. One person said in here, I'm gonna put it up on it. One sister, I think, Self-Care Boss. She said, this is what she said. Let me put it up on the screen. What is the meaning of the palindrome of your birthday? Like today is 1/20/2021. Go ahead, Lloyd. I know you want to jump on that.
Yeah, well, what happens is if you put that number 1/20/21 and reverse it, it'll say 1/20/21.
Right.
So for the next 10 days, beginning today, however you write the number, like tomorrow is 1/21/21. Well, if you reverse it, it'll be 1/21/21.
Right.
And so 1/22, 1/23, 1/24. So that's all it is. For example, like in history of events, the book 1984 was written in 1948.
Yes, right.
World War I was started in 1914, but World War II was started in 1941. Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated in 1948. Indira Gandhi was assassinated in 1984. Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968, but in 1986, his name became a national holiday. And the person that did it was Ronald Reagan, who was the 6th, and Martin Luther King was born on the 15th, is the 6th. And the year 1986 adds a 24, which is 6. The year 1968 adds a, you see what I'm saying? This,
the whole thing. And now another question is How about what about angel numbers? Is that communication from the angels? God, please. Any one of y'all can go on that. God,
I can answer, but Brandon, you want to go?
go ahead, Brandon.
Well, that ties with my book, Numerology and Thought Reading, that, you know, you and I, and most people know that, yes, we have the mind, but we have the subconscious mind. That's all also like what they call the Akashic Records, which is the book of life, the book of remembrance that remembers every word that's uttered. You and I have forgot about what breakfast we ate 2 months ago, but if you go to the subconscious mind, it'll recall, and whatever the case is. So it's just a matter of certain numbers that will follow. So, for example, when you were reading about Brandon coming up, and he would see license plate and start adding them up, that's his thing. The most common number that people seem to see is 1111. Now, in my class, on my online class, Learn from Lloyd, the Next Step in Numerology, there is a link that I have that you can go to where they break down all the numbers, what you see, 111, 222, 444, 45, whatever the number is, it's all broken down for you, and it's absolutely available for you.
And you know,
but consciously.
Yes, that's right. And you know, from my perspective also, and another twist, I tell people all the time, where you see angel numbers, there's also a demon to it. If you're not operating on its highest and wisest frequency, then you are either going to its lowest frequency or you're becoming complacent. You know, and if you're in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, I talk about 4 patterns that I've seen, or the 4 different paths where it's constructive, obstructive, destructive, or what we call complacent. You have the choice to walk up and down those lanes. That's up to you as an individual, because I tell people, take what works for you. Take what worked for you. If an angel number is showing up in your charts constantly, look at what you're not doing. If you Google it up, because you can Google up angel numbers right now, or go buy Doreen Virtue's book, a former Christian, Doreen Virtue book, Angel Numbers.
I got that. Yeah, I got that book.
Yeah, me too. And she'll give you all the positive, but people are not looking at the other side of it. You got to look at the other side, because in the other side, in the darkness of it, or the so-called shadow side, is where the light will come out of. And you got to recognize that, because in Jesus's darkest moment is when he realized thou wilt be done. He realized the light. He said, all right, okay, I'm going to go for it because I know something is going to happen. I put my will in. He's seen the light after he realized in his. So when I study the scriptures, I see it also at those levels and seeing the other side of both sides. Even with Lucifer, people keep on talking about this Lucifer. Somebody asked me a question, brothers. What Joel Benjamin asked me the question. Big up to Joel Benjamin, born April 12th, from formerly of Nicholas. Joel Benjamin asked me, what do you say about people that say this is of the devil? And I said, first of all, who created the devil? One. Was not Lucifer the bright and morning star before he fell? Was that not was he part of? So who taught him all of this wisdom that we call in the devil now? Because at the end of the book, he still bows down to God and he's still doing his job. He's still worshiping God. People don't realize that. You go throughout the book and see Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, all different energies now, all different energies. But at each point of the book, he's showing respect to God anyway. At each point, even when he went to Job, my brother, when he went up to Job, you know, he was there amongst the sons of God, the angels. He was there. He was chilling. You know, like, look, I'm part of this family. Why y'all playing?
He had to get permission.
He had to get permission.
Yeah.
But you know,
there are higher things. But let me ask you this: what about atheists who don't believe squat? Don't believe in God, don't believe in the stars, the numbers. Have you ever run across those branches of people, atheists?
I have. I've run into a few, and I mean, I let people say, you know, you believe what you believe, you don't what you don't.
Yeah.
So when they tell me, you know, I don't believe in it, you know, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in the God. And I say, okay, well, what do you believe in?
Good question. Good question.
You know, usually
other than the almighty dollar, that's what most people seem to believe in.
Yeah, they mom and their dad, that's their God.
Right. And there's the whole concept of evolution and all that. And, you know, eventually I always just, well, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Right. my point in those conversations is that my view of God doesn't have to be your view of God.
Yeah.
We should all be able to somehow agree that there's some kind of bigger operation of this world that's bigger than you and I. And that's the reason that this is all working out the way it is.
Well, you know, over the last several years, they have asked doctors don't interfere with a patient's belief system. You know, because doctors are very clinical, whatever the case is and whatnot. There's a question that's very interesting for you. What's the numerical significance of Noah's Ark?
Yes.
40 days, 40 nights. Jesus was in the desert 40 days, 40 nights. Life begins at 40. What's that about?
I talk about Noah. Noah is an interesting character. When you look at the generations between from Adam to Abraham, and then from Abraham to Noah. A total of nine generations from one, and then 9 generations to another.
Interesting.
With Noah, he is coming off of the ark, the 8th person to exit the ark. So what's interesting about that, and the number 8 deals with pregnancies, marriages, deals with status, recognition, achievement. And so you think about the narrative of that story, that the earth has just been replenished, and then Noah's given the task to replenish the earth. So that's status, because you know that's recognition. That's also he and his wife. There's got to be some kind of pregnancies involved if you're going to replenish the earth. So that significance. In
building legacy.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You've got within the ark, you've got the animals, 2 by 2, which is pair, which shows about duality, harmony, partnership. We're looking at the elements around it. So of course you got the rain that's falling. There's emotions. So there's a way in which you can be creative in which you're looking at it. Have I done the research to see what's the significance of the ark? Let me look at it now. Well, the first letter tells it's a 5, so it was about some type of mode of communication or travel. The first vowel is a 6, so it tells me it was about some type of duty, responsibility, the area of home, family, and then you notice it was Noah and his family who went into the ark. It was his responsibility to build the ark. Let's see what else we got here. I mean, we can really
we can keep on going. Numbers are infinite. We got it's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But in terms of just overall themes around the ark, just looking at, we're coming to a starting of a new cycle, and Noah's that 8th person who has the responsibility of starting this cycle again. That's in my book on chapter 8, God and the number 8.
Right. Another question just came through, family. What is the difference between angel numbers and numerology? Lloyd, you want to touch that one? Please. I'll touch it after.
Angel numbers, that's what they call it now. It's simply a way of saying, what numbers do you see when you wake up? What numbers do you see when you look at this clock or look at a license plate? You'll see repetition of numbers. They call them angel numbers. And I guess they're saying angel because these angel numbers can act as a guide. So the subconscious. So in my book, Numbers in You, I talk about numerology in the subconscious mind, that if you have a question that's in the back of your mind of a yes or no nature, if that number turns out to be an odd number, it means yes is normally the answer to the question. If it is an even number with the exception of 4, it means no, but it may turn later because that's the nature before. It changes its mind or goes sudden. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then subconsciously, it would indicate like with 1111, which adds up to a 4. It means that the person is thinking of an Aquarius or a Leo or a Gemini or somebody born on the 1st, the 4th, the 10th, the 13th, 19th, 22nd, 28th, or 31st of the month. Or they may be thinking subconsciously that I need to tighten up my act. I need to get everything structured, get everything organized, get everything in place, all my ducks in a row and whatnot. And also could represent the past, or 4, as you and I know, the 4, the 6, and the 9 are health indicators also. Maybe I should say on top of my health. So there's many ways of symbolizing it. But I'm telling you, the more brothers we get, the more sisters we get, the more we're going to come back to reclaim which is out, because all this is out.
And what Lloyd just said is exactly what it is across the board. And I try to tell people, anytime you see, although it says angel numbers, or you hear, I have a book called Synchronicity Numbers by Anne-Marie Uber here. You have different people. Anytime you hear the word number, it is a study of numbers. Numerology means basically the study of numbers. Anything with an olive at the back of it
means a study.
Yeah, it's just
scientific.
Right, and just how you apply it is what you're going to do with it for yourself. Because myself and Brandon and Lloyd and Kaya and all the great ones that are doing it, we can always tell you the good about who the hell you are, but what the hell are you going to do? Are you going to apply it? Are you going to actually maximize it and actually activate those numbers? Because those numbers are your friends to activate, or you could deactivate it. I've met homeless people born the same day as Barack Obama. They didn't activate their number.
What happened? Right. Yeah.
And you can tell she went through mental issues.
Consequences.
And remember, Barack is born on the 4th of August, so we know I knew she went through, and what I did is gave her $1 so she could sit and talk to me, but I knew she was going through mental issues because she kept looking away, and she kept on looking around, and she kept on saying, my family, they get on my nerve, and my head. She kept on saying all kinds of stuff, and I gave her $1 so I could and that's what I usually do with homeless people. I will give them some money so I can talk to them, because I'm opening their interest so I can study them. I'm studying them. Yeah. So I know why they went down that road. My perspective of studying, that's research. You got to research. Remember,
working on book number 5.
My brother, I'm telling you, when this next book come out, woo, Lord. I said in the class,
what? That's important, because there for the grace of God go I, because we could have been homeless. Feel me?
Exactly.
You understand? And what was it in the decision where that brought about the consequences of their homelessness?
Yes, and she said
this one decision can make all the difference in the world.
And she said she got abused, and she got caught up in abuse, and you could tell she had mental trauma. And that 4, we know what that 4 is. We know what that 4 is. Just that 4 alone, I knew what it was. But we got a few more questions on here before we move on. We want to make sure we want to make sure somebody's asking about the Bible. Okay, let's go to that Bible question right there. Let's see what that is for our brother. Would you say that the Bible got its information from our ancient texts, because we had many spiritual texts way before the Bible?
Well, the Bible is literally just a collection of books. When you look at it, the Bible is a library. So there's history, there's art, there's poetry. You have the Gospels, and then you get into the New Testament dealing with like the early church, and then you get into like some of the letters, and then like Revelation dealing with like the apocalyptic age and all that kind of stuff. So I would definitely say that the Bible is a collection of books. Like I said, there were certain early church councils that went into putting that information together. And there were certain criteria that these books or these sacred texts had to meet in order to fit into what they called the canon. And so that's just from the Christian Bible. But again, what I said earlier, that doesn't diminish the significance of those other sacred texts. It just simply means that when this particular council met, these texts didn't fit into this particular criteria, and so it didn't make the cut. But I would, but to answer the question,
making the cut, Brandon, I have a question for you too. There seem to be so many versions of the Bible: the King James version, this version. Which one do you?
Schofield.
Which one is correct? Which one is the oldest, or which one is the most traditional? Is it the King James version, or is it this version, or does it make sense?
It really depends on the person. For me as a preacher, when I study, my main Bible of study is the English Standard Version, ESV. But I also have like 5 or 6 other translations that I read, so that way I can get a complete picture of what this passage might be saying. Yes. But one of the key things that we have to remember when we read the Bible is that it wasn't written in English. Right. And so there is a way of studying where you have to kind of do some type of research in terms of looking at what's the original language of the text. Right. So for example, the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1, we read it as, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the original language, what it really reads is Barashit Elohim He Hashemayah Wa Haaretz, which translates, in a beginning, the gods with an S created the heavens and the earth.
Right.
And then when you get the definition of Elohim, it suggests that it is God in the plural forms, which indicates angelic beings and also humankind. So which can support the belief that we are co-creators with God.
Very good, brother.
I have another offbeat question.
That's good.
Why is it, no matter what hotel you go to, whether it's Hotel 6 or the Hilton, there's always a Bible up in the drawer? What's that about?
But that's because they know you're contemplating the sins you're about to commit.
And plus, they got an
wait a minute, ho. See, now I got another question for you, my brother.
And hold on, and Lloyd, plus they got an account with that. That's why it's always the Gideon. The Gideon has an account with all those hotels.
Yeah, the Gideon Bible, they got a lock on that.
That's money. That's business. Yo, let's stop playing.
No, but let me ask you this, so see, and this is why I've had my little thing with religion too. Why is it, if I want to be involved in a very intimate relationship, sexual intercourse, why does that have to be a sin? Listen, because if there are billions and billions of people on this planet Earth, somebody's doing a whole lot of sinning up in this joint. You know what I'm saying?
So it really.
So why does that got to be for those sins? Or I don't get it. I don't get it. Yet life always goes on. So everybody's sinning every day.
So I teach in this class on prayer. What's the difference between the prayer of a sinner and the prayer of a saint? In order for us to answer that question, we got to figure out what's the difference between a sinner and a saint. And then who gets to make that classification? You know, there's a whole lot of other questions when we get into that. And Jesus, you know, last time I read the Bible, I'm not an expert on it, but it says, you should not judge lest you be judged. The same way that you're going to judge somebody else is the same way that you're going to get judged. None of us are in the position to say whether someone is a sinner or not. That word sin comes from this Greek word hamartolos, which literally means to miss the mark or to miss the point. So in other words, I can be going through life thinking that life is about one thing and miss the point. That means I'm a sinner.
Got it.
So it suggests that being a sinner is not about your actions, but it's about your mindset. It's about your mentality. If you think in a distorted way, you'll act in a distorted way. That also relates to healing. When there's a physical illness, that physical illness just doesn't start in our body. It starts as a disturbance in our energetic field and our chakras. And then after time, it works its way in, just like with anger. You know, something that we don't talk about in the Black community is that anger starts as a disturbance in our energy field, and then it works its way into our liver, and that's where it gets stored. And so there's,
Very interesting. Okay. But that gets back to the hotel, the books in the hotel.
You brother. You good at this. That's what I'm glad, brother.
That's his study. That's why he wrote the book. That's exactly why he wrote the book, which I really like, because at least it opens up. I mean, you have some hardcore people in the religious bodies that feel anything outside of that Bible is no good. Right. No good at all. And yet they want me to listen to them, but they don't want to listen to me. Like I'll say, well, in the Old Testament, the fourth book of Moses called the book of Numbers. I did not write that. And God instructs Moses specifically on the second day of the second month to name the armies by their pole. If you want to know the rest of the numbers aside to the 12 tribes of Israel, you got to go deeper into that section of the Bible.
Yes.
So why are you going to argue with me?
Yeah. One of the things I've found since writing the book and just talking with people, I've discovered that there's going to be a demographic of people who are interested in talking about the metaphysics, and then there's going to be a demographic of people who aren't interested in talking about it. And so I think if we spend most of our time fighting with the people who aren't interested, then we miss a large demographic of people who are searching.
Yeah.
And eventually they'll come on board.
Well, there's the question right there. Is the Bible metaphysical?
Yes, it is. It is
Exactly.
a numerology book.
Exactly.
From beginning to end, it's a numerology book. Yes, it is. You can find a verse or chapter without going to some chapter, some, Proverbs chapter 4, verses 10 to 13. Bam.
It's levels to this,
Yes, levels to it. Because even people like Reverend Ike, who I've studied, he's used it metaphysically. Reverend Ike's, and people mimic Reverend Ike. They don't even say it on the stage. They've mimicked Reverend Ike in teaching the prosperity and the metaphysics of the Bible. He was a Gemini. He's a Gemini, so you know what that is.
Yeah.
So you know what that is. So he has his duality. But family, I want y'all to get my brother's book. Remember, family, this is his book. But please get his book if you want to have any understanding, a basic understanding of seeing God through numbers in that Bible. Of course, his everything is being scrolled right on the bottom. Brandon Reverend B. Smith, 866-649-6211. Namaste to numbers at Gmail. You could hit him up, gmail.com to get consultation. Call him or email him. Or remember, hit him up on IG at Namaste to numbers or FB at Namaste to numbers. And make sure you support his website, Be Well EnergyWellness.com. Cash App, show him some love. He could probably do some Cash App sales for you.
Definitely, yes.
As $ Namaste to numbers. And of course, PayPal.me/Namaste to numbers. We're showing this brother some love. I want to give him a well-deserved round of applause for just being on here. Let's give him a round of applause. I got to put my applause button. Stop playing. Gotta put my applause. Great job.
The best, Brandon. You're the best. God bless you too, and I mean it sincerely. God bless you in your work. Continue.
How young are you, brother? How young are you?
32.
32. My goodness, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what we got to pass this energy to the young and let them carry it on.
That's why when I meet gifted guys like yourselves, you know what I say? Y'all got to write a book, okay? Yes. That's what y'all got to do. It's like reclaiming that which is ours that have been taken away from us, or at least not given a credit for it. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Just claiming that which is inherently ours.
People are in the chat. Thanking you, people are in the chat thanking you, brother, showing you wholeness and all of that.
Yes.
Showing you love, brother. They showing you love, man, and that's what it's about. Spreading love.
Get his book. The book is available at Amazon.com. Namaste to Numbers by the Reverend Brandon Smith. Simple.
That's right. Brandon, brother, I want to thank you very much for being a part of this journey, man, and thank you very much for even supporting. We support each other. That's how we work. That's how Lloyd taught us to support each other.
Yeah. Yes.
We got Lloyd's book. We know how this works. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, we need to get a new one. Some pages are starting to fall out of mine.
And another side of you, a lot of people don't know, you study Sanukas Roo Jiu-Jitsu in Bermuda, man, which is one of my systems that I've studied with. And I'm honored. Tell them about your teacher out there.
Good.
Tell them about that. I know they're watching. A lot of the Sanukas Roo family is watching me. Believe me.
My teacher is Kiyoshi Arnold Allen from Bermuda.
Yes, sir.
I've been studying with him. I became a black belt in 2011 at the we had an event for Dr. Moses Powell in Philadelphia. His memorial.
Wow, no kidding.
With Master Saifullah and the whole crew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, I got my showdown in 2011, and got my third dan a few years ago, and definitely been it's been a journey.
Yes, it is. It is a journey, brother.
And one of my teachers was Abdul Musawir.
Musawir is part of the family. Musawir was a show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're all connected.
I play with also Soke Osei Jones.
Osei is my family. That's Osei. The cancer. Osei is family. When I say family, oh boy, we family. Professor Bill, his family, Soke, Little John, Anthony, GM, Aziz now, GM Muhammad under Minister Farrakhan now. Yeah. All of them, of course, Sugar, of course, Hassan, Khalik, the family, Soke Hassan. It's all family, brother.
Yeah, no, they're all family.
Master James Sims Muhammad, of course,
yes,
Quiet.
Out of Delaware. Yes, sir.
Boy.
He's the technician, man.
He's a technician. All of them are technicians, man. So
yes, they are.
And,
Grandmaster World.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, man. We Grandmaster Shem, all of them, man. We go back. Shem used to get his fingers dig deep in his nose by Master Powell back in the day. Yo, but Master Shem, big up to him and all of the. Thank you, brother, for your job. Well done, brother. Job at 32, man. You're gonna be something else by the time you reach our ages. So we looking out for you, brother. We looking out for you.
Yeah. Keep writing, buddy. Keep writing. Keep sharing the knowledge. That's what you do.
I will do, man. I thank you for having me on. You two brothers have been a major inspiration. As you can see, I've got your books behind me. Simple, people are complicated. I've got Numerovation for mental stability. I've got Numbers in You. Matter of fact, I even brought your book for children about children's health. That's on my daughter's tablet.
Oh wow! Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Man. Believe me, that's the teacher, man, that taught me. So. And he's one of those teachers that taught me. So I just incorporate what I learned and just dish it out, man. That's how
Simon ran with it. Okay, and he's still running with it. I guess there'll be another book out after that. But this latest one is the Numerovation is for mental stability. That's because a lot of people are mentally not wrapped too tight. And I'm talking about we too. If you've been a product of this country for the enslavement of hundreds and hundreds of years. We all have dysfunctions, some worse than others. But Simon is dealing with it in a way that's practical, but that's how he rolls anyway.
Direct to the point, like the number ones do. We go straight to the point.
You wouldn't be another number if you wasn't.
Brother Brandon, once again, we'll give you a round of applause, man, for being a part of us. Thank you, Brother Brandon. Thank you. Be safe. Give the family some hugs and some love and stay, eye to eye, heart to heart to each one. Brother,
good. Bless you so much, Brandon, and God bless you too. Sincerely,
thank you. Take care.
That's our brother Brandon, man. Oh, Lloyd, man,
fun. That was fun, Simon. Man. We got to hold somebody else. We got to get somebody else to get in there.
I might want you to do it with Jackie. We might have to do it with Jackie. Definitely.
Okay, good enough, because she wrote a book too.
Yes, I definitely. Especially that's more of a novel, and she's incorporating numerology and all that kind of stuff. I really like what she's doing. I really like how we all are working. And, I just want to, as usual, give your roses, brother, because your roses is big. You got a big bouquet, brother. Big bouquet of roses. Because
you should give yourself a big bouquet.
Oh, brother, see you. I know you so shy and modest. Stop it, bullcrap. Me do what I do. Look at Lloyd blushing. He turned black man turning red. Don't turn red on me, brother.
So don't let me disconnect now. We
I'll just let people know how much I love and care about you.
We are brothers. We are brothers in every sense of the word.
Oh, yeah,
and we got some history to prove it too when you write that bio.
We got some good history, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh, no question. A lot of fun.
Just want to thank you very much, brother, for all that you've done. And once again, I want to tell people, let me make sure we shout this out. Of course, y'all know this is what it is. He's got his classes up. Please go to www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. Get his products, get his classes. He got his newsletter. All of that is on there. Him and Kaya French is working hard. Of course, Kaya is on Amsterdam. She got her KayaFrench.com. Make sure you hit her up at what she does and what they've been doing in Trinidad and all kinds of places. That's the dynamic duel of Astro-Numerology. Yeah. Right there, because they be on Kafunya's show doing their thing. I'll be seeing, I'll be watching, and Lloyd be on all kinds of shows. He was on Lenny Green the other day.
Yeah.
You do anything coming up, Lloyd? Who show you on be on next? Who show you?
No, this is it for now. But this was great because anytime I've been on your show, but I'll be on Kafunya's show next Monday.
Yes. That's good, brother. And of course, let me give your information once again. Let me make sure your information is up in the you gotta
Oh,
show.
and let me thank you for taking me to 21st century with the technology. I'm nowhere near you, but compared to where I was, okay, in the cave, all right.
This is the age of Aquarius, brother.
A lot of things I learned from you, so you are really a blessing, Simon. Thank you so much, man.
That's right, but thank you, brother.
And in
Thank
fact, it came from you.
I'm a reflection of you, brother.
Yeah, I now do StreamYard. Easy. Business right on there.
Please, if you want to do a session with Lloyd, 800-581-4401. That's 800-581-4401. Learn from Lloyd9@gmail. You could email him. Go to his website again, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Show him some monetary love via Cash App at $numbersandyou, and via PayPal. Use his email, LloydStrayhorn@msn.com. Lloyd, once again, let me give you a well-deserved round of applause.
Thank you.
Before I close out and read off all these other sponsors. And there you go. I got the bells and whistles, brother.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Thanks.
I have my bells and whistles, brother. Thank you, and thank you, brother, for all you're doing.
Simon, I am very blessed to know you. There is no accident that our paths will cross. I mean it sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. The best.
Get some rest,
but you're the best.
I ain't never changed, sir.
Don't change, but like, wow, come on. But let me, by the time you finish with somebody's resume, they say, that's me. You know
yeah. Look, I remember somebody said, man, I can make a cockroach sound like they Jesus or
but that is an art. That is an art, and you do it well. Bless you.
All right, my brother.
Take care, man. Have a blessed evening. Okay.
All right. Peace. That was our brother Lloyd Strayhorn, too. Enough respect to him all the time. Enough love to him and the family. Oh, man. I remember years ago, people said I could make a cockroach sound like they're a superstar. And here he comes, 6 legs, coming from under the refrigerator or the stove, or he might be on the wall. Give a round of applause to Cockroach. Oh, yeah. I make a cockroach sound like a la cucaracha. I'm just saying, that's just me. That's how I do. I make you sound like you on Madison Square Garden stage. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the worst person in the world. I make it happen just like that to make sure you are up to par, because that's what I did. I've been on major stages all over in New York, especially, but all up and down the East Coast. Never really in California, but definitely up and down the East Coast, from Jamaica to Antigua to Canada. I've been on major stages. Some of the major stages I've been on is MSG, Madison Square Garden, Radio City Hall, Randall's Island, Forest Hill Stadium, where they hold the tennis courts, all that, the tennis stars, and all that. I've been on some major stages, family. Woo! So I know how to bring a person on stage. And if you do have a business, family, excuse me, if you do have a holistic business or metaphysic business or candle products or holistic products or whatever you're selling, you are able to advertise just like these individuals have advertised on my show. Of course, let me big up some of the sponsors before we leave out of here. Of course, those who want to do a numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. Please use WhatsApp if you live outside of the United States. If you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. But if you live inside of the United States, just text me 347-496-1022. And my books, of course. If you want to get my books, please go to Amazon and Kindle. You can go and get No Promotion is Bad Promotion. Very good motivational book for those who want to promote their business, whether it's online or offline. You can take the principles of this books and realize that no promotion is bad promotion and all publicity is good publicity. Just make sure they spell your name right. Like I said, just spell my name right. Okay. Also, numbers are simple, people are complicated. That's numbers are simple, people are complicated. Also, numbers are simple, children's health is important. And all 3 of those books I just mentioned, when you support me, you support Dr. Laila Africa's legacy. And in the description bar right here, you can find Dr. Laila. Under this video, you'll be able to find the email and website to Dr. Laila Africa. Africa, support his wife, support his online classes. Please support. Also, of course, my new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. You can get it on Amazon and Kindle, or Amazon right now. Soft covers on Amazon, hard covers on KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. But behind me, I have 3 left, 3 hardcovers and 9 soft covers, because I just got the soft covers, but people are buying the soft covers already. $30 for the soft cover and $40 for the hardcover. Remember, shipping and handling is included in the whole price. So I'm paying for the shipping and handling with whatever you sent me, and then I'll send it out to you. I'll even sign these. The other ones coming from Amazon or King Simon Presents, I'm not signing those, but I'm signing these. I mean, King Simon Productions, I'm signing these that I have left over right here. I'm signing these. Matter of fact, I got an order I got to send out tomorrow. So if you're going to buy it, you let me know. Text me at 347-496-1022. I'll send you the link to either King Simon at Cash App, or I'll send you the link to PayPal, and then you'll send me your mailing address, and then we'll mail them out by tomorrow, because I'm taking the order out to the post office tomorrow. Also, I got a big up Pedalwise. Pedalwise.com. Family, this is an extraordinary product that can help you, especially sisters. If you got fibroid issues, if you want to do a womb cleanse, womb sweeping cleanse, this sister that runs this company is not only an acupuncturist, but she's a natural gynecologist. You can do consultation with her. You can do acupuncture with her. You can do all of that, health consultation with her. And guess what? On their website, you can get 10% off coupon, 10% off coupon code King 2021. That's King 2021. That's the 10% off coupon. Only for the products that you can get, not the ones that's already on sale. You can get the 10% coupon for the products that's not on sale right now at www.pedalwise.com. That's www.pedalwise.com. And also, let's go to my beautiful sister, Janelle Lewis. Now, Janelle is a licensed real estate salesperson and consultant. So if you're not ready to buy anything from her, you can be consulted on how to prepare yourself to buy land, property, commercial property, whatever, especially in the tri-state area or anywhere in the world. Because I see she's doing things in the Caribbean and in some other states. She's directing people to other real estate people that can help other people in other states. Give her a call right now. Do a consultation with her right now. You want your own property, you want your land, 347-866-1153 is her number. 347-866-1153, and tell her that King Simon sent you. She will hook you up. Also, if you want to do my Numerovation classes, my Numerovation course is coming up at February into March, because I'm pre-recording all of that, and then you just pay for it and you watch it at your convenience, and it's yours, okay? But you'll be able to learn the bath method, because I got to go through the curriculum of the bath method and what it means and what it will mean to you and how to use it. Please, beyond, around, tracking the numbers and hearing the numbers, what the bath method is all about. And they will evolve eventually, of course. All right. So make sure you email me at that email, or text me if you want to be a part of the class. That's important. And let's see, one more. Let me see over here. Boom. Check this out. 1 million adornments, my partner in vibes, the one, the only Empress Aisha Moore. She couldn't make it in today. I did text her and see if she wanted to make it. She never responded, but it's all good. Hit her up and DM her at 1 million _ adornments. That's 1 million _ adornments. And I think this Sunday we have someone. We have a person that deals with CMOS body butters. Because Aisha is booking that, so we'll confirm that. I'll promote that, and as soon as we'll get those flyers up for that. And enough respect to her. Of course, you know who Aisha is, this beautiful sister right here. She's part of the KSP family, so enough respect to her. And one more time, big up to my brother Brandon Smith, Reverend B. This is his book, Namaste to Numbers, Seeing God Through Numbers. Go to Amazon.com. Go to his website, b-wellenergywellness.com. Hit him up, show him some love, and make sure you support his book. And one more thing. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Always got to cover yourself, family, in whatever you do, especially on social media. Got to cover yourself. All right, family, I'm getting ready to close out. I'm going to close out with Dr. Delbert Blair's prayers. And I want everybody to join me in the prayer. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining. Everybody that's been in the chat, anybody that's been posting up, thank you very much for being a part of this journey. Those who want to support Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy, continual legacy, here it is. You can support his continual legacy by going to his official website, www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2.com for his books. Dr. Blair has 3 or 4 books out, transcribed books of his lectures and different stuff that you've never heard before, and his ELF protectors, his products, and much more. So make sure you support Dr. Delbert Blair. And we're going to close our prayer. Prayer time, like we used to say at the Nation of Islam temples and mosques. Prayer time. Everybody line up for prayer. Get ready for prayer. Bow your heads or read with me. Are you ready? Ja, Lee, 2, 1, 2, 3. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. That was a prayer said by and taught by Dr. Delbert Blair, family. Enough respect to him wherever he is in the ancestral realm. Enough respect to our beloved Dr. Delbert Blair. Take a picture of it, put it in your prayer book every month. And Dr. Blair used to have his people say it every Tuesday at 12 noon. Tuesday at 12 noon, so the energy and the compilation of the energy can surround the earth. And this is a very powerful prayer. Thank you very much, Dr. Blair, for this prayer. And I got coming up soon, I got Malik Zulu Shabazz. I'm going to try to get Farrah Gray also, because Farrah is a friend of mine, and I spoke to him like 3 to 4 years ago, and I'm glad. But I just got this book in the mail, the Book of Khalid. As those know that I brought Khalid to Canada with my team back in the day. You can Google that, Khalid in Montreal, and you'll see Khalid call down Simon X. Yes, I am Simon X of that time in the Nation of Islam back in 90, 93. The Book of Khalid, whoa. The information, this is about how many pages, man, Malik put in here? 515. 515 pages. Is that significant? 5 plus 1 plus 5 equals 11. Master number Khalid was a master what he did. He was born January 12th, 1948, but he was a master at what he did as far as communicating with people. And believe me, Malik Zulu Shabazz is going in. Enough respect to the brothers and sisters of the Nation of Islam also, because this is revealing a lot from their perspective. But like I said on Sonetta TV show, we all need to reserve, pull back, and let them discuss between the No Black Panther Party, Malik Zulu Shabazz, Farrah Gray, and the Nation of Islam under Minister Farrakhan. Let them resolve, because I don't want no war. I don't want no fighting. I don't want no killing of each other. I want, just because of this book. And I don't think Khalid would want that either, because Khalid still, till the day he died, still loved the messenger's teachings. He still loved the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So this book, I've been reading back and forth, so I'm preparing to get Malik Zulu Shabazz on. We already talked. Him and I already spoke last week, and I told him I was waiting for the book. And when the book comes, this is the book that I'm going to feature. And hey, those who love Khalid, respect. And I always quote Khalid, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. That's Khalid. And of course, Marcus Garvey said, up, you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. One love, one aim, one destiny. So we out of here. We said the prayers. I want to give all of you a well-deserved round of applause once again, and look out for next shows coming up this Sunday. And of course, I'm going to set up Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz to come on my show also and make it happen. All right. One love, one aim, one destiny. I'll see y'all later, family. Peace, love, take care, stay focused, stay out of trouble, and make sure you get your book, Numerovation, for mental stability. Bye.